All right, welcome to a 2001 Toyota Sequoia with the JBL premium sound system. I've decided to, last minute, the day before I go on vacation, change to a roll the drums, a Kenwood double din. What a foolish idea. Do not attempt this when you are about to head on holidays. It's far more complicated than you ever thought it would be. I was given a... oh, where's the harness? Some silly mess of a harness. Not this one. This one. Given this one, this plugs into the existing amplifiers in the system. I was told the existing amplifiers are garbage and they sound terrible. And to wire it bypassing the amps. Now, I killed all my batteries and everything and practically exhausted myself trying to figure out how to bypass through these two little amps. Well, there are two amps. I'm going to tell you, there's one right here and one underneath the center console right here. So rear and front. Surprise, surprise. You probably could have figured that out. The front amp has two outputs. One that goes to the, oh dear, let's see, doubles up and goes in there. I think the tweeter and the mid for the JBL system, sorry with the wires in the way, and the mid share an output. So there's two outputs per door. So the tweeter has a little filter cap to bypass some of the mid frequencies, high bypass. So there's an output from the amp to the tweeter mid, output from the amp to the woofer, and that's the same for the driver's door. So when you bypass the amp, I twisted all of them together. So I'm just going to show you the colors. We're just going to look at it here, okay? You'll see what I did. This is the plug for the front amp. You guys, 2001, okay? So let's see. I'm just looking across to the other door here. Green and blue with, so green, blue with white stripe. Driver's side, okay? This pale green and that solid blue. Maybe we can get a better shot there. The outside pale green, solid blue is the passenger door, okay? Passenger door. It's all right. Scratch that. I think. See how confusing this is? Yes. Passenger door, base, passenger door base, and these red and yellows come over here. It's kind of dark, but you see red and yellow. Passenger door mid, hot and tweets. Okay? Passenger door base, passenger door mid tweets. Driver's door, it's a blue with white stripe and solid darker green. That's the mid base for the driver's door. This pink, see here? Using a screwdriver to point at it. It's kind of crappy lighting. Pink, violet. That's what it's called online. That's for the driver's door. Okay? They kind of cross over. Don't ask me why. So what I did, since there's no high pass filter, there's not a output on the deck for a tweeter and a mid, is I installed these little high pass, low pass crossovers. So here you go. Single in, tweeter out, woofer out. Okay? So that's what I did. You see? Doop, 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 up to the tweeter. Now these tweeters, this jumps over. These little skinny dinky wires go down to the mids. So I combined the mid to the base this time. So this is opposite of what Toyota / JBL designed them for. So if you want to do it otherwise and combine the mid with the tweeter as it were before, that's fine. These really move now with the stereo connected. that will obviously change your audio quality, give it more bass. But first, from testing, the first thing I'm going to tell you is the stock amp in the Kedwood doesn't put out the same kind of bass and heavy, muddy, MIDI bass that these JBL units kind of cheat the sub sound by just kind of highly elevating those. So you might, the nice thing is you're easily able to put a sub, so you're not going to thump these as hard. I've also, speaking of thumping them as hard, I've also refoamed them. These are like $30 on eBay. I did a refoam. It's a bit of a pain, lots of alcohol, not in the tummy, on the speaker to soften the glue, guys. We'll remove what you need there. Plenty of DIYs. It worked well, but they aren't driven as hard. These speakers aren't driven as hard by the new amps because of the EQ curve. Heavy EQ curve on the subs, okay? So we're just going to quickly run around here. Sorry for the stupid glare. I couldn't figure out where on the plug the rear speakers were. You're going to see red and white is what that is. And when we come back up here, you're not going to find... Oh, see, I got my light hanging up there. You're not going to find a red and white in this plug, and you're going to start cursing yourself and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I tripped this little plug here. This is also goes into the top side, that side. So this is the bottom, this is the top. I fiddled with that red one, and I heard the rear speakers thump. Started digging around, found the rear amp there. So this is where the rear amp is. There's the red, white. The passenger rear door, yellow, black. I am just assuming is the driver's rear door. Haven't hooked it up yet. If it goes up in smoke and we let the little pixies out, then good for us. We burned everything down and we'll collect on insurance. Anyway, so rear speakers here, red and white, passenger rear. Black and yellow, driver's rear. Couple of combinations for the passenger front, couple of combinations for the driver's front. Power constant. Out of what goes into the deck, there's a couple. There's power constant into the amp, but I went for the deck. Now, what you see here, oh, sorry guys, I'm looking not at the phone. Where's my plug? Here we go. Not there, not there. Okay, here we go. Power constant, I've cut it. This one, this gray wire, it kind of looks gray on the video, is the switched, okay? The gray wire from the plug on the back of the receiver is a switched, that gray. And then the constant, sorry, I'm just trying to find it here. It's a mess in here. What a bloody mess. You won't believe it. This blue wire with a yellow stripe. And you're going to find a blue wire with a yellow stripe here. This, same thing. This is for the amp. These are two constants, blue, yellow, and that gray you see there is also switched. So you can draw it from the receiver that was here. That plug, you can draw your switched and your positive from either or. If you want to cut them all, twist them all together, figure if you got some kind of better output that way, go ahead, but you can find it in either place. So, that's about as clear as mud. I looked all over the tube of the U to find how this crap chooches, and there was none of it. Everybody's just bypassing it. I don't have time to bypass it. I have time right now to spend 5 times as much time with all this junk. I should have just soldered it all and heat shrinked it all and done what I normally do, but I don't have time for that. But it'll work. Wrap it all up in electrical tape and make sure everything's secure. Anyways, that's how these things go together. Feel free, ask questions in the comments. I don't usually post videos like this, but I'm no stranger to it. We can get these things done. That's how you bypass the Toyota JBL amps. Chuck them out. Don't use them. Add a sub. You'll be happier. Anyways, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down. Leave your comments. Hopefully this helps you guys. Maybe I'll have to redo it someday, make it a little clearer. But that's what you get on the fly at about midnight when the moon is in the sky. All right? Cheers.